So this is congressmen telling us that UFOs are real. 100% though, and I pulled this into question, I mean this. Have you considered the timing of all these aliens starting to exist? Like Epstein files, oh, look, aliens, they're real, including the Mexicans, which, did they just turn out to be cake, guys? I don't know, but let's hear what this guy has to say. I have 100% belief in aliens. I have no idea they're dicking around here, And if they came here, they would say, oh, there's no sign of intelligent life on this planet. They're busy nuking each other, They would maybe, if they found Stephen Hawking, they would say, oh, look, we found some primates, but this one seems to be a little bit smarter than the rest. That's what they'd say about him. Loving that new screen. Oh, yeah, I'll never get that into my head. I'm sorry, my guy. I'll never get it into my head. I will try, though. I will try. I'm glad you like the new screen. This is how I like doing it. Go. Let's hear about aliens.
What did you see?
Happy boy.
I guess it would be about 2 weeks ago. That was very alarming, the way you said that, at least.
Yeah, well, because of the circle.
But tell me, though, guys, I want to know, where's your belief on aliens? Tell me, do you think there's a big conspiracy? Do you believe aliens are real? Where do you stand on this one?
Circumstances and where it was, I can't get into too much specifics, but it was elaborating on some stuff that we'd asked for, and it was important to get this person in a secure setting to where we could ask him these questions. And there was somebody in the meeting with us, one of my colleagues, I guess you'd say, was basically there just to kind of upset the apple cart and to throw, a monkey wrench into the deal. And every time a question was asked by this particular party, it was really the answers were out there, and they gave them, and they gave specifics, they gave addresses, they gave times and dates and people that were in the meeting. And this went all the way up to the executive.
But what kind of meeting was this now? I wish I knew the context to this. Maybe because I'm trying to pay attention here. Hold on. If aliens would come here, 2020 to 2026 would be the time when they would avoid us. Toilet paper hoarding nuke bombers. Yeah. No sign of intelligent life here whatsoever. Corsair says, until I see one, I don't believe. I understand that to a degree. With the universe being so vast that it is, and so many planets being in the Goldilocks system, it just means that they're out there somewhere to me. But okay, I'm not the expert. Obviously, this fucker is.
Branch of previous presidents, not this current president.
So there have been different reports over the years.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Isn't it cool how he blends perfectly into my background? Right here. Kind of looks like he's coming off the screen. Okay, I digress. I don't believe, but it'd be too naive and ridiculous at the same time if we would be the only living intelligent creatures. Yeah, I know. Like, I used to say that it is incredibly unrealistic to suspect that any other planets could be in a position where they could harbor life and that life would grow and that they would grow as a civilization and become intelligent. Yet at the same time, like, the galaxy is big, right? It's fucking huge. It's enormous. It's like proportions that like my tiny little brain couldn't fathom. So yeah, at the same time, it would be unfathomably strange if the chances weren't there enough times that they would actually happen. That's right. I don't or won't believe in big 3-titty blue alien chicks until I see one. And we find them, and that's it though. The first question that we're going to ask when we find aliens is going to be, can we fuck them?
Executive branch of previous presidents, not this current president.
Same goes for AI though, pretty much.
There have been different reports over the years. Some reports that there have been pieces of machinery that were found that did not seem earthly. And then there have been reports about life that is not earthly. Which one of those?
And there's somebody in the meeting with us.
Oh, why does it keep skipping back? I'm sorry, guys.
And they get people that were not
Machinery that were found. Some reports that there have been pieces
Unexplainable
of machinery
error
that were found that did not seem earthly. And then there have been reports about life that is not earthly. Which one of those two, or both, are you talking about?
Hold on. The one thing I find interesting is that guy we're watching in the video wasn't interested in aliens or UFOs at all until like 2-3 years ago when these whistleblowers came forward. And he has looked into the matter now after that. Well, that is cool, though. And that gives integrity to the character, you know, because it I don't know, like it's sort of, he hasn't been hunting this his whole life, you know, and it's like with people, if they believe in aliens, if they see a light in the sky, oh, it's aliens, you know. But some people believe in conspiracy, right? And if they really believe in that, as soon as they see a light in the sky, it's the G-man. That's a conspiracy immediately. And it's the same if you're incredibly religious, you know. You see the light in the sky, oh, that's God, you know. So that's a sign to me that this gentleman found an interest. Only Cal is able to spend 8 minutes watching a 4-minute long video. Well, we're having a discussion here. We're having a nice talk, aren't we, huh?
Form of life that is not earthly.
Take one for the team. Don't worry, guys.
Something mechanical that's not earthly.
I'd say you'd be safe to say both.
The way you described this, whatever happened at this meeting, this briefing that was happening, was there something that if we knew, we would feel that we are in danger? You said you wouldn't sleep at night if you knew the things that I saw in these briefings.
Yeah,
I want to know more about these things.
That's the part where it seemed alarming.
I don't think we're at danger of this. I mean, if these things exist as I think they do, they could have destroyed us with a blink of an eye. I just don't see that, and I think that's. I just think, but I do think they have the technology and the capabilities of something that we can't understand or we can't grasp.
But tell me what you saw, goddammit! I want to know. It was machinery and aliens. Come on, be more specific. Tell me. I want to know. Tell me for me. Tell me for my sake. I want to be able to sleep at night too. Hold on. When I was a kid, and I was out with my boys at night, we heard weird sounds in the woods. Yep. Last Bigfoot or some ghosts. Exactly. Or says he won't tell you because he saw shit. Why am I standing like this? A good freeze frame. This is the thumbnail. I'm kidding, guys. I'm kidding. No, that's. I think that's interesting though. But like, who is this gentleman? He's a congressman. Is that how I'm to understand this guy? Kind of looks like a congressman.
Grasp.
What I want to make sure I'm understanding is a member of our government has told you and others, I guess, that there is a form of alien life and machinery which maybe brought this living creature here that interacted in some form with people?
Oh, yeah, curious.
They have, and they've. It's pretty wild. I know, but
you know, I'm like Scully, you know, or Mulder. Sorry, I want to believe. I really do. This would be so cool. I want to believe, guys. I'll leave it at that. Hold on. He hasn't seen anything. He's talking about a meeting between him and several members of Pentagon. U.S. Navy Air Force instructor is telling us what he was told. All right. Which I can believe, though. Which I can believe he was told this. Fuck, say it. Don't spray it, Cal. But I'm falling back to this. Immediately when the Epstein's files became a question, oh, there they are. Aliens more than ever, you know. And we're going to also threaten to wipe out the whole generation. Smooth brain Americans. American. A fun fact about America. The only country in the world that has this statistic is the only country in the world where there are more guns than there are people. Is that fucked up? I think that's a messed up statistic. Okay, back to the aliens.
I'm just telling you, I'm not going to lie to you. I'd take a lie to you. You want to put me on a polygraph, I'll take it. But, this is what the guy told me. I mean, I've had a very high-ranking naval official describe, I've talked about this before, underwater craft, something big as a football field, moving at over 200 miles an hour. And there's no fish in the ocean.
Air Force
that would do
has
that.
a branch
We
of
don't even
space
have a sub
warfare. I know.
Probably do 40 miles an hour under
I know. I think it's great that they do have a branch of space warfare, though. I mean, not that I think that is likely that we will meet hostile aliens, but like, if they should appear, it's great to have like, okay, someone's thought about this. Someone's thought about how to do this, right? Do I think we stand a chance? If they have the tech to travel here, no, we don't. Not for a second. But there's also meteor deflection and the like, and they could be very useful in terms of doing that. Hold on. Fucking Idaho or whatever. Alabama state got more guns than the population of Canada. I wouldn't be surprised, man. I wouldn't be surprised at all.
And the last thing he said before he left my office was, it was kind of weird because he didn't go out he went out the side door, which nobody ever uses. And he looked at me, pulled me up close. He said, "Tim, they're real." And that's the last thing he said to me. That'll be the title of my book, I guess. Matt Gaetz was involved in something here just recently. He was interviewed and he talked about this interbreeding thing with.
We saw that.
Now we're talking about it. Can we fuck it? You got the answer here first. I'm bringing the news. Aliens are real. Can we fuck them?
We saw that.
Yeah. Well, that's a true story. That was a military military personnel.
Let me just. I want to double check. Did he say what I thought he said?
Was a military personnel. I think that would be a good story to talk to him about if y'all can do that.
Right. He says he learned that from someone in the military.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a guy, it was an officer in uniform.
Yeah.
And Matt and I and Representative Luna, we all went down to Florida, and we were turned away. And then Matt made a phone call to somebody at the Pentagon, and all of a sudden they opened the doors and brought the pilots in that were supposed to tell us the story in the first place. And he can probably elaborate a little bit more on that.
Where do you stand on your belief on this story, though? Because I believe that he was told this in a meeting, but do you believe that is a real incident?
But that was pretty fantastic. That was a made-for-TV special right there in itself.
This guy just screams, "Trust me, bro." You're right, man. What do you guys think of him, though? What do you guys think? Do you think it's legit? I think it's cool, but I also, I don't know. What's the distraction? What are they distracting us from, That's what I want to know. I want to hear the bit about fucking aliens again.
It was kind of weird because he didn't go out he went out the side door, which nobody ever uses. And he looked at me, he pulled me up close, he said, "Tim, they're real." And that's the last thing he said to me. That'll be the title of my book, I guess. Matt Gaetz.
No, I don't think he's lying at all. But I question if he's being lied to. But okay. Very important part.
Was involved in something here just recently. He was interviewed and he talked about this interbreeding thing.
Yes, it's true. Like, you can finally get, the Star Wars girl with the two, the thingies, It's all real, man. We can do it. Question is, was he lied to? Yes, I think that's a very good question. Probably Trump asking it, what age Probably, I would like to know the age of this thing. The way Lassie says it, though, hold on. Let's hear that one more time.
Thing with,
we saw.
that'll be the title of my book, I guess. Matt Gaetz was involved in something here just recently. He was interviewed and he talked about this interbreeding thing with,
Yeah, no,
you know,
we saw that. We saw
yeah.
that.
Well, you know, that
Sir, I volunteer for your program. Pick me, pick me. No, that's crazy though.